We are live. Hello, folks. Good evening. Friday the 13th. Full moon out there, I believe, or pretty close to full.
Oh, it's full.
You're going to have a doozy. It's a full moon.
It's a full moon. And tonight, exactly 9:30, it'll be completely full. And there will be a culmination of light.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, a culmination of light. All of these secrets, all of these lies, cover-ups, they're going to start coming to light. This is going to be an exciting time. Right now on this show, I'm going to give some folks time to get in here because this is going to be lit.
It's going to be a doozy.
It's going to be lit. Folks, it's going to be lit.
Lit by the moonlight.
If you've been watching my shows and you were thinking, man, that last show, that was the show. That was the one. I was on the fence. I'm not on the fence anymore. I get it. I got it. Wait till tonight. Just wait. You're going to be amazed. Okay, now, Duke, talk to the folks a little bit while we find us here.
And yeah, make sure you speak into the microphone tonight so people can hear you. Papa, can you hear me? No, we decided to do another Super Chat tonight. It's Friday night. We worked hard yesterday on the show that you saw, and we worked hard all week on the shows, and Cindy did an appearance on 6:30 POV. And we just thought that we still have more information, lots of information, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of information. And the momentum is good, so a lot of people got a lot of what we produced last night. And we thought, well, let's do another one, and then some stuff we forgot to put in the show last night, in fact, we're going to put in, and then also some new stuff we just got today, So the plot continues to thicken, the research continues to happen. We do spend a lot of time preparing, and sometimes we spend 5 or 6 hours preparing for a show. We'd like to switch it up from Facebook Live to YouTube Live. And YouTube is, a platform that's pretty new to us, and even though I've had that channel, Duke1517 on YouTube, for 10 years, and you can actually go back and look at videos from earlier days, newscasts, all sorts of stuff that we're involved in this community. It was a channel that community work that I was involved in, and Cindy was involved in, for years. So if you go backwards, I know the channel gets kind of clunky because we have been doing the Mexican Crossing Line shows on there, now for about, I don't know how many months we've been doing that, but we've decided that we put all of our videos on YouTube, all the Facebook Lives. Many of the audio from the shows will take an edit to play on the local radio station, 88.1 FM here in Fargo-Moorhead, but some I have to edit a lot because, people swear so much, and it's like you can't do that on the radio. So I have to make sure it goes through the clips, and sometimes it just doesn't play well for just audio. Sometimes they're very visual shows, and those shows might not be aired in the local community. But we do put them on kpppfm.com, and I try to do the embed the videos from YouTube there, and if we do audio, sometimes I just put the audio there that might not have played on the radio, just so you have an audio file if you want to listen instead of looking at it. You might be driving. We want you to be safe, drivers not distracted. So you might just play the audio and not be looking at the screen. So those are things that are helpful. But tonight is a doozy. It's Friday the 13th, September 13th. And Cindy's got some stuff. She's doing some more stuff. She's always making sure she has a complete show. Make sure everything gets in there right. I'm running the helm, so I'll be doing the technical aspect of what you see. So if something gets screwed up, it's me screwing it up. So,
Well, this is a team effort here. We're working together. Oh, wow. Stephanie Essex is getting us warmed up here with a donation.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Here we go. Thank you, folks. Hold on. For sure. Hold on. Put a seatbelt on tonight, Stephanie. You're going to need a literal restraining device to keep you in your chair. I'm not joking. I'm going to show you more evidence of the criminal activity of Paloma4Fraud. Now, the thing about people like Paloma4Fraud, and I've been looking at characters like this for a while now, So I can tell the profile from their behavior. And what I know about them is that they are narcissists. They are narcissists that thrive on attention. Their attention-seeking behaviors are merely a symptom of the problem that they have with trying to get attention. Obviously, folks that are starved for attention don't have normal relationships, because if you have a normal, happy, fulfilling relationship, you don't have the need to, to behave the way she behaves. You know, it's not something you need to do in order to feel like you have a life. So I have noticed this pattern of behavior, and what it tells me, what I am not relatively sure of, but I have seen the evidence of it in Paloma4Fraud, is that they can't help but telling everyone their business. They like to brag, so they end up telling everyone their business. You know that saying, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive"?
Yes.
Well, it's true, because when you practice to deceive, and as much of a serial deleter as Paloma4Fraud is, there have been people, too many people to count, that she has harmed, that she has hurt, that she has tried to destroy. So many people that have been collecting information and evidence. You know something funny that I have noticed? Not ha-ha funny, but kind of like interesting in the thinking of the people abused by Paloma. It's this, I don't know how to put it, humility. Like the people she has preyed upon have this sense of humility where they know that they're not special people for this person to be stalking them or harassing them or whatever extorting money from them or whatever she's currently doing to that person. They know it's because she's sick in the head.
Okay.
They realize that it's because she's sick in the head, and they figured like, oh, you crazy. Okay, I'll see you later. Not really. Don't ever call me again. And then they try to leave. But it doesn't work out. And it doesn't work out because she's crazy.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand consent. She doesn't understand how to have relationships. So in order for her to have any kind of relationships, they have to be coerced. They have to be under threat of some kind of violence or some kind of retaliation, unless you maintain this loyalty, this blind loyalty to this person. And that is exactly the kind of profile of a person that doesn't know how to give consent, that doesn't know how to have trust. Thank you, Joe. Thanks for the donation to support our work, because we do put a lot of work into this. And I can't tell you how important it is that you all participate in this. You realize that our putting this work together, and it's taken months and months, but I put this work together to help give the victims a safe space to see all of the other crimes being committed by Paloma4Fraud against other American citizens, most of them conservatives. So what is it that drives this person to consistently attack and threaten those around her? One, fear. Fear of being exposed. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. It is a practice, and it has to be woven together. However unneatly, however unsafely it is woven together. It has to be woven together. You know, you have to stack lies upon lies. What happens when you do that is that your relationships become very tenuous.
Mm-hmm.
You'll note that a lot of the people that were her friends, who then became her victims almost in their entirety, are people that she has information on, or that she has gathered information on to extort their loyalty or money or what have you from them. And she does this because she knows at some point, it's going to dawn on that person that there's something wrong with her. That there's not just one thing, there's a bunch of things. She never lets anyone go to her house. She constantly talks about dogs, but then she doesn't really show people how they live.
Claims she has houses all over the place, and you never actually see one.
No one knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's all of these inconsistencies. And for the victims, it's mostly that kind of stuff, right? Like, that didn't make sense. Or, you know, the way that she treated her husband, or the fact that she was dating men, some of them married, having relationships with them. All of these things for the victims, they stood out like, that's strange, it's inconsistent, but wasn't enough for you to go that next step and think that she was a serial stalker, and that she has been a serial litigator, using our justice system to harass people, and that she preys upon people who are weak or in a weak moment in their life in order to turn them into her minions. It's very disturbing. It's very disturbing what she is doing and how she is going about it. One of the things that she recently did is she tried to explain away how it is that there was a video, multiple videos of her filming her husband.
Yeah.
Secretly committing crimes and admitting them on tape, and also fighting with him over some woman that I think she was afraid he was having an affair with, even though she tells people that, you know, she has affairs. So I don't understand. They have a weird dynamic in that relationship. Thank you for all your hard work, says Mina Harrington. Mina, thank you for your support.
Mina. Thank you.
We're working at it. We're working to bring you this information as quickly as possible. And don't think that the last show didn't turn my stomach.
Yeah.
What she did to poor people that love animals, like my last interview with Bonnie.
Bonnie or Barbie?
Barbie, excuse me, Barbie Farrow. That is the exact kind of exploitative behavior that should really turn everyone's stomach. So when I showed her doing that to her own husband, her partner in crime, he's the one always driving her everywhere, sitting next to her, feeding her the next line. And this guy is also one of her victims. Maybe he's willingly there. They're in a weird dynamic, but I will say he is also one of her victims. So she tried to explain this away. I don't know if she convinced him back home, but she tried to explain this away by saying that it was part of a movie.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about this? Yeah. You said you got the pictures for it.
Yeah. She says, "Oh, those the filming in my car is a part of a movie we were doing." I'm like, "Oh yeah, right." So yeah, I definitely have the pictures. Like there's a few. These are on her page, and this is what she put up to help prove this. You know, it was it shows her and some guy, and it shows a camera mounted on the dash and some other pictures.
It's a black and white photo.
Yeah, black and white photo.
It looks like
camera.
this is from many, many years ago.
Yeah. And then the next one is that here's a steering wheel. I don't know what that's proving, but that yes, she was in a car. Then I don't know what's going on in this one. Another one of the car, but a lens on the lower picture, and then I don't know what's in that ashtray there, and then the next one that came up is that here is the camera mounted on the dash, and it looks like a 35 millimeter camera just sitting there. The film was not filmed with 35 millimeter; it was filmed with a phone. And here's the next one. Oh, there's actually someone in a car with a camera, with a microphone on it. But she's saying that these videos were done as part of this movie. And then the next one is a camera again there, and filming Paloma, most likely a Paloma. And there, oh yeah, there's side view, and she's looking sideways. And then another one of the camera. So the video is actually that she was talking about. Here's an example of what we had put up. So just hold on one moment, please.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm going to give you a little present. Gross. Is she wiping her armpits?
Yes, she is.
She knows she's videotaping this. Cochina. Gross. Can I have the puke bag? You pass me the puke bag?
Yes.
I'm wiping my armpits. And these people just caught me on tape. How embarrassing. They're filming. Who's filming? She's talking about other people filming her.
And she's filming herself.
Wow. And they don't even know. Her husband doesn't even know how deceptive she is. The layers of deception are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Did she just pick her nose?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, what's going on?
I think that was not filming for a movie, as far as I can see. I don't know.
No, and when she said that the person outside, they're like, oh, I'm wiping my armpit and that the other car saw me. Oh my God, how embarrassing. I said they're watching this, they captured it, they noticed it. It could mean all of those things. Mm-hmm. I translated it the way I thought she might have meant it, which was that they were, like with their cell phones and they filmed it or something. But these videos that I'm playing for you from her archives that she had on YouTube, which she deleted right after my show. So don't believe the hype that I got them from I got them from you, pendeja. I got them from you. You uploaded them. And I have a screen capture of the YouTube page, which was under her name, Paloma4Fraud, that had all these videos on it. And I have a screen capture. I'm actually trying to look for it right now because I forgot to put it in the show.
Okay.
But I have it because I was going to put it in the last show. Remember I said, do we have room for more? And then you're like, no, let's just go because the show is getting too long. And
oh, yeah.
So now I have to find it to put it in. But, hey, believe me when I tell you that I have it,
Yeah, and we'll show it another time.
I'll show it the next time I do a super chat or whatever. The point is that she lied about that. And she's like, she even did a whole video saying, I only have one YouTube.
Yeah, I only have one YouTube channel. There's a whole video about her talking about one YouTube channel, and she names it off.
Did we play that?
No.
On our last show?
No, we never got to that. But,
we forgot that too.
37-minute video of her talking about one YouTube
we weren't going
channel.
to play the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you guys know which one I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people watching, they know what I'm talking about right now. Okay, let me read some of the comments. It's a super chat for a reason. Let's see. Oh my God. Look at the comments. They've been flying since I last. Okay, John Leone, thank you for exposing Paloma4Fraud. You are welcome. Mary, Tando Quintanilla, she told me she came home to him and another woman. So yes, she was gone all year in 2017. So what did she expect? Right? While sleeping around with others. Mary Tando Quintanilla, Patriot Diva. Yes. Juarez says, why is it when she's supposedly at home, her videos are all in the dark? The only time she shows her surrounding is when she's outside, and even then she films the ground showing only herself. Very observant and also true. And why does she have those damn glasses on all the time?
Yeah.
She was talking bad about that Lorena. What's their name is. Now she's all kissing up to her. What is up with that? She's two-faced. I can answer that. She's a two-faced person. You can't trust anything she says because she lies all the time. That's all she knows how to do is lie. And she manipulates people. She manipulates especially people that are in a difficult time in their life. So I wouldn't be surprised that she is attacking other people, especially right now. Especially right now. You know why? Because people are coming forward. Because people are throwing off the yoke off of their necks of her bullying, of her abuse. Paloma4Fraud posted this. But let's not forget, Paloma, if you're here somewhere, as we all know you're stalking, and if you're not, Terry Barnick is, you bullied that girl so bad she called me in tears, and it was me who calmed her down. You witch.
Wow.
Dang. Yep. About that, I've gotten a lot of eyewitness testimony, and I'm sure these folks are going to come forward and talk about this on their own. If some of you want to corroborate in the comments. She's got something going on, and it ain't Catholic. It ain't Christian. She likes talking about witches. She did it to Mary Tando. She talks about witchcraft and witches and witchcraft. And, you know, we have a Mexican saying that El León piensa que todos son de su condición, because I think she projects that, you know, she thinks it's a very commonplace thing that people practice witchcraft. No, bruja, just you. It's just you. You're the only bruja. So, Christina says she's a psychopath. She's soulless and uses other people's personalities because she doesn't have her own.
Yep.
And she projects what she does onto ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
If we had prizes, I would be taking a teddy bear.
Yeah, taking a teddy bear and tossing it in.
And handing it to you right now. That's correct. Because, so, great. You can see all of this, right? There are some people that are still in the dark. There are some people that are still under her spell. But hopefully victims are going to get more and more strength from watching other people come forward. They're going to see the evil. They're going to see the evil. And they're going to, Cindy, Paloma terrified my life. She stole from me. Pablo, if you want to come forward and talk to me, please message me. Let me know. I do want to talk to you. And I'm going to be bringing some blistering evidence on tonight's show. Blistering evidence. She's going to need burn ointment for tonight's show. That's how bad it's going to get in about a minute here. So let me show you some things that she knew about, that she should have known about, pero se hace pendeja because she's pendeja for Trump. And she likes to pretend she don't know what she knows. But you know, there's witnesses to everything you do and to everything you've said and to the videos that you thought you got erased. So it's not going to be like that. Your lies are all going to come out. All of them. The darkest of them. They're all coming. They're going to all come out eventually. So this article, which I told you, has that famous photo of Maria Mesa. Maria Mesa was that woman that was made famous when she ran through tear gas with her two twins from Honduras. She has 5 kids. In this article that has this famous photo, which was taken by Kim Kyung-hoon, who I showed you yesterday, was one of the people on that list, on that database.
Yeah.
Took, well, one of these pictures. This one, I think, earned him a Pulitzer. It says the mother in this iconic photo on Sunday's border tear gassing was thinking only of getting her children to safety. Really? Really, you were thinking of taking your children to safety by having both of them go barefoot and pantsless to a protest at the border wall with some of the people you've been traveling with for months, who you know are infiltrated with MS-13, coyotes, prostitutes, and other criminal types, many of whom, for various reasons connected to their criminality and their drug abuse, refused to go to the shelter, or because they had paid coyotes to cross them into the United States. And they were waiting for their turn to get crossed into the United States. Maria Mesa made a deal somewhere along the way. She got in, and they used Paloma as the reason why. Paloma lived up this woman's butt, constantly aware of where she was, calling her. And make no mistake, no matter how much she talks about the fact that she was very upset that this woman put her children in danger, and she was providing her donations so she could stay in the street with the other con artivist
That's right.
migrants that were rushing the border like her.
Yeah, and it's where they made a big spectacle and had a border breach. And it still amazes me. I said it last night is when Cindy put it together. It's like the reason Maria Mesa got asylum in the United States within weeks is because she claimed Paloma4Trump was stalking her and she felt like her life was in danger. Paloma was effective enough to get a migrant to cross illegally and get asylum in the United States. And it's like, she does not profess that. She does that. She wants the migrants off the street. Yes, she was in the streets feeding the migrants, keeping them there because they needed that spectacle. Just like at Standing Rock, they needed bombs bursting in air, to show and to push this agenda forward with the migrants, to have them flood over the border. And that picture with her running with two of her children in diapers,
Without
shoes, running through the rocks in the sand and the tear gas canisters blowing up, and Paloma was part of having all of that happen. And the actual thumbnail for tonight's show is a picture of Paloma with Maria Mesa's children.
By the way, in the article which I linked, which I shared with all of you, that was from cjr.org, that showed the list of journalists who were on the secret database, which include this Kim Kyung-hoon, as you can see there. If you scroll down a little bit, it's got his name, a cruel image, and it talks about Kim Kyung-hoon's photograph. Now, Kim is from South Korea, and he wasn't the only one that was also taking photos and or following Maria's story at the border with her kids very carefully. Jean Guerrero from KPBS, which we have featured on our show many times, also was seen there taking pictures, staging the whole thing. In fact, here's a post from Paloma where someone sent her that information. And there were a number of people that focused on this woman I showed you in my last super chat yesterday, that ranged from school teacher made famous on a viral video of her refusing to give her name or citizenship at a border check, Shane Parmalee, friends with Mark Lane, political wonk, and Mark Lane himself of the Minority Humanitarian Foundation, working with celebrities ranging from Zoe Winkler, the daughter of Henry Winkler, to Zoe Saldana, and many others who I've mentioned on my show. So they have a lot of power. They have a lot of Hollywood behind them. And in fact, Paloma knew that. Paloma's connected, as you know, to that world. Here's a picture she posted of the camera rolling as the kids and Maria Mesa are running in front. It looks very staged.
Yeah, there's a guy with him right behind him, too. He wasn't in the shot.
Nope, he wasn't in the shot. But
must have been the photographer.
and Paloma says, "Who needs Hollywood when you have the caravan in Tijuana?" Right?
Right.
Look at her mindset. She tells it herself. Who needs Hollywood? Well, looks like Hollywood was already there. And by the way, Paloma actually talked to Maria, found her on the streets, interviewed her, and I'm going to share the YouTube video link for you to go and watch this whole video for yourselves. But I'm not going to play the whole thing here now. What I want you to know is that in this interview, she says, I'm going to confront her. I'm going to ask her why. I'm going to give her a piece of my mind and tell her, why did you do this? Why did you put your kids at risk? And then when she interviews her, the woman says, well, I didn't know that was going to happen. Lies. I didn't have any idea that I would be putting my kids at risk. I'm like, really?
Wow.
Are you not talking to a person that brought 5 kids in a caravan with criminals with no idea of how she was going to get here or what she was going to do when she did? Really? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, then. But Paloma4Fraud never thinks of these things, even though she's an expert on the border and everything United States, Mexico. Makes sense. And then she says to her, I was fleeing my country. She doesn't say because of her life was in risk, because gangs were following her, threatening to kill her or put her kids in gangs or anything like that. She said, I was renting a room with my 5 kids and I didn't make enough money at my job to pay all of my bills and feed them. That's why I joined the caravan. And then Paloma asks her, how'd you find out about the caravan? Did you see it on the news? The lady started answering right away. She says, well, people told me about it and they said you should come. And no, but she wanted her to say that she saw it on the news, that she saw advertisements for it. Did you see that? She's like, yeah, I heard about that. And then she says, so everyone thinks those photos were staged. Were they staged? And she says, no, I had no idea that the Chinese guy had taken my picture. But a little before she says that she didn't know the Chinese guy had taken her picture, that's Kim Kyung-hoon she's referring to, who's South Korean, not Chinese. But if you know how Latin Americans talk, they refer to anyone that's Asian as Chinese. Maybe that's because we don't have that many Asian people in our proximity, in the places that people live. Mexico's very homogenous in many ways. But for whatever reason, it's probably a little bit racist, but for whatever reason, she called him Chinese, el chinito. Chinito, she calls him. And I'm going to play this clip where she doesn't just admit to the fact that the chinito bought them food after he took their picture. Her and her family took them out to eat. Quid pro quo much?
Yeah.
But also had given her the tarp her children were in, because she asks her, where are your kids right now? Are they getting wet? Because it's raining during this interview pretty hard. And she says, they're under a tarp, a white tarp. She's like, oh, yeah, you have a white tarp. And she says, yeah, the chinito gave it to me. So a tarp, a tent, whatever she has for covering was given to her. Her housing was provided to her by the guy that took the picture. And so was her meal. He helped us, she said, with food. The chinito, the guy that took her picture, fed her and housed her while she was there. I know it's only a tarp. I know it might have just been a donation of food or even a single dinner. But my point is still valid, and she didn't translate any of that. None of it. If you really care about the answer about whether or not that freaking photo was staged, why aren't you saying what this woman just told you, pendeja for Trump? Did you forget how to speak Spanish and English? I want to know. Let's roll the tape. I will translate. We haven't eaten.
Pero les han traído donaciones y todo, ¿no?
You've gotten donations.
El chinito que me tomó la fotografía, él lo compró una comida para
They've been getting help from different people.
The Chinese
and
guys.
from the people
Did
that
you hear
feed
that?
them
El
here 3
Chinito.
times a day and stuff
Can
like
you
that.
pause it and rewind
so
that?
I thought they had flip-flops on. Yes. I thought she
More.
like that. And from the people that feed them here 3
More.
times a day and stuff like that.
El chinito que me tomó la fotografía.
Right there. I get it again. Same place. Just keep
Les han
playing
traído
it.
donaciones y todo, ¿no?
Sí, el chinito que me tomó la fotografía, él lo compró una comida
They've
para
been
ahora.
getting
Pause.
help.
El chinito que nos tomó la fotografía. Fotografía is photograph. Chinito is Chinese. She's talking about the South Korean man, Kim Kyun-hoon, who took the picture. Hit it one more time. I just want you to hear it.
The same thing.
Because she doesn't translate it, and there's people on here right now on my super chat that do speak Spanish and have understood what she said. You can verify it. Let's listen one more time. Here goes.
Y todo, ¿no?
Sí, el chinito que me tomó la fotografía, él lo compró.
El chinito que me tomó la fotografía. I'm going to give you all a Spanish lesson right now. You're all going to learn el chinito que me tomó la fotografía. She doesn't say it once. She says it again in just a minute. And she says here, he bought us food. Go ahead.
They've been getting help from different people and from the people that
From different people? She just said, el chinito que me tomó la fotografía, pendeja. Not from different people. No, keep playing.
feed them here 3 times a day and stuff like that. So I thought they had flip-flops on. Yes, there were 2 twins. One of them had flip-flops on, and I think the other one was barefoot, from what I remember from the photo. Oiga, y entonces a usted ninguna fotógrafa le dijo pose o haga esto, nada más simplemente.
No, más bien yo esa fotografía ni sabía que este chino me la había tomado de frente.
So she prompts her, and then she says, after this, she's already told her, after Maria Lilia Mesa already said to pendeja for Trump, the Chinese guy that took my photo has been feeding me. And then she translates, yeah, she's been getting help from various people, and they feed her here 3 times a day. None of which she said. She didn't say that shit. She didn't say it. I could play it again and again and again. We could break it down word by word, but she didn't say it. Thank you, Jimena for Trump 2020. We just got a $50 donation from her.
Wow.
Now listen, folks, listen, because there's more. Watch the deceit of this woman who I am sure is friends with and working with organized crime and the coyotes. Pendeja for Trump. She goes, now nobody told you to pose for that picture, right? No photographer, that's a leading question. Mm-hmm. Anybody that's watched a law or crime show know that that's a leading question. Te hiciste pendeja when she said that the chinito had fed her, that he had been helping her out. You didn't translate that part. And then you played pendeja again, and you tell her, so no one was prompting you to take that photo, right? And she says, no, in fact, I didn't even realize that the chinito had taken my picture. Rewind it a little bit so they can hear again. Rewind it. She prompts her, and then the lady says exactly what she wants her to say, which is pose or do this or that.
No, más bien yo esa fotografía ni sabía que este chino me la había tomado de presto. Cuando él me la enseñaron ahí, mira María, aquí salí por.
María, te llamas.
So, yeah, I didn't even realize that the chinito had taken my picture until they showed it to me later and said, look, this is a picture of you.
María Lidia Mesa.
María Mesa, ya, sí sabía tu nombre. Okay.
No, lo que no tenés.
She says, oh, your name is Maria. And she's like, yeah, Maria Lilia Mesa. Oh, yeah, I did know your name, she says.
Aquí usted ahorita.
Okay.
Es ropa, zapatos, no tenemos cobijas para dormir.
Está lloviendo muy fuerte aparte. Okay.
So she says, right now we need clothes, shoes, blankets. And Paloma says, yeah, and it's raining really hard right now.
She's saying they don't have blankets, they don't have food. She's saying they don't have food, but I've seen them being fed 3 times a day. So, oiga, y las niñas dónde están ahorita? Where's the kids? ¿Dónde están las niñas?
Ahorita las tengo allá en campo allá, las tengo adentro.
Pero están cubiertas, no se están mojando ni nada.
Sí, están cubiertas ahorita.
Tienen una carpa blanca, ¿verdad?
Sí, una carpita, una casita que me regalaron el chino, el que lo tomó la foto.
Did you hear that? We're going to rewind it, but I want you to hear what she just said. Where are the kids? She translated that herself. They're over there, she says. They're not getting wet, are they? And she says, no. I have a tarp. Paloma, in advance of her telling her about the tarp or the teepee or the tent or whatever it is, says, hey, oh yeah, the white one, right? You have the white one. She says, yeah. Me la dio el chinito que me tomó la fotografía. I want you to hear it. Listen for it. She's going to talk about the chinito that took her picture because he's the one that gave her the tarp. Let's listen, folks. Here we go. Just rewind it a little tiny bit.
Tienen una carpa blanca, ¿verdad?
Sí, una carpita, una casita que me regalaron el chino, el que lo tomó la foto.
El chino, el que me tomó la foto.
Ok, miren, nosotros, tengo un pastor. ¿Usted es católica? ¿O qué es? ¿Cristiana, católica? Evangélica. Ok. Tengo un pastor.
So she just skips right over that. She doesn't translate any of it. And she doesn't tell anybody that the guy that took the picture also gave her a house. She points up to the sky and she says, I have, what is it called? Those things like that we used at our wedding.
Or they're tarps.
Or like a...
Canopies.
Canopies, thank you.
Yes.
I have a canopy that was given to me by the Chinese guy that took my photograph. Don't you think it would be a pretty important piece of information
You would think so.
to translate to your audience of thousands that the person that got famous, that got a Pulitzer Prize for taking that picture, which a lot of people suspect was staged, came with food and a canopy? Huh? Maybe? Mm-hmm. Did you give her a canopy? I'm asking for a friend.
Yep, exactly.
Because, guys, that is damning evidence, in my opinion. That is damning evidence.
Yeah, and the gift you have to be able to translate simultaneously and write in several languages and speak in several languages. For someone like me, we would never find any of this out unless there was somebody actually looking at it and telling us what's going on. That's why one night I was talking about a video where Paloma was talking about not having a social security card in the United States. And he said, well, that video was in Spanish. And I said, oh, that's right. You were translating it the whole time. That's why I knew. And that's why many of us who don't speak Spanish miss out on a lot of the news from Mexico.
And she accuses me of not translating accurately so that she can hide behind the fact that I absolutely translated everything accurately and that she was criming on those videos that pendeja herself left on YouTube. And I'm going to prove it to you because I'm going to show you the YouTube channels they came from. She's like, I only have one YouTube. So if somebody tells you they got this off of another YouTube channel, it wasn't my videos. I didn't put that out there. You can keep telling that to Gene Faraon until he wants to sleep in the same room with you again. But I don't know if he's going to believe you. I don't know if anybody believes you. And yes, I do think that you are afraid of coming into these United States everywhere you go because you are hated and or wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you recently get served when you stepped foot in these United States? I believe you did. Remember this? Remember this moment? I believe you do.
Do I know you? I come out to my car and you come out here filming me? Do I know you? I don't think that I do. I came out to my car. Hi.
How you doing? I'm an officer of the court. You've been served.
Oh. Bitch.
Oh.
Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's Paloma getting served one of the many times. I can see why she might be a bit frightened about even crossing the border. And in the show we showed last night, we looked at all those legal documents showing that all these cases that have been dismissed, or she's been wasting the court's time. I've read up a lot about different things in court proceedings, and, you know, Cindy's a paralegal too, you know, and she's worked with lawyers and worked in law offices, and she's really good at interpreting the law, you know, for us to understand, and we can all read too. And each time you file one of those things, it costs you money. Even serving costs you money. So it's like, there she is being served, and there's many more to come from what I hear from other people, some of the victims who have come forward, and other information we've gotten is that, yeah, if she goes certain places, if people know where she's at, she's going to get served. This is something that happens, is like when you publicly announce you're going to be at a Trump rally in San Antonio, they find you and serve you.
Exactly. And you know what? I believe that the work that all of you victims, with your courage at different stages of this investigation, have come forward. You are all strengthening each other, and you are all working together. Think of it that way. Mm-hmm. You may have to get reacquainted with each other, and you also may have to share the experiences of loss and of pain with each other that you had through that experience, and allow each other to heal from it. Allow yourself to heal from it, because you have to remember that through your acquaintanceship and or friendship with this woman, you were made vulnerable to being attacked by a whole host of her minions, friends, people, etc. Many of whom, almost all of whom, turn into her victims. So keep it in mind. Let me just tell you that one special friendship she had, she has tried to hide, and she has tried to not even talk about it, because there's ample evidence that she was working very closely to one of the smugglers, well known in Mexico, that was, you know, crossing people into the United States illegally. This is Paloma for Trump? For Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Wow.
The Latino Trump supporter, a face of Latinos for Trump, works with organized crime in Mexico connected to the cartels? Really? Here is a news report on social media where they talk about human trafficking. I know it's in Spanish. Pollera, let's just read it, okay? There's Sonia's picture. She is associated with Irineo Mujica. If you don't know who that dude is, he is from Pueblos Sin Fronteras. The group being investigated by Interpol, by the FBI, by the Department of Homeland Security, and other governments. This lady, who I told you her real name is Christina, remember that from our last show? I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. But the fact of the matter is that everyone in Mexico knew that she was working as a human trafficker and smuggler. In this post on Joseph Faucher's page, he said, evidence of human smuggling. Tráfico in Spanish is the word for smuggling in English. So even though it looks like trafficking, the word for trafficking in Spanish is trata. Trata de personas. Trata de blancas is another one that's not as PC, but it is frequently used. You heard the reporters talking about Pitaya Queen use that word, trata. The word for smuggling is tráfico. Evidencia tráfico humano con indocumentados. That means with undocumenteds. That is the migrants. Pollera es descubierta y muerde a policía. Pollera is the word in Spanish for coyote. female coyote, discovered, and she bites an officer. Her name there, of course, is incorrect. Sonia Diaz Vargas is the name she was giving to the police. She used a false name. The trafficker of undocumented people is also a coyote with the group Pueblos Sin Fronteras, Irineo Mujica, with Irineo Mujica, and she was caught, basically, trafficking humans, smuggling humans, that she brings into from Central America in exchange for money. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Paloma4Fraud, of course, wanted to tell you that she was just a shoeless, crazy woman. Nicole Ramos will tell you she's just a shoeless, crazy woman.
One pair of shoes,
she
crazy
doesn't
woman.
admit to the crazy part, but she just says, I'm shoeless and poor.
Yeah, you just have a look.
I don't have any money.
Look at my shoes. Look at my. I have to do a marquee on the clothing I got out of the donation box. But she's living living in Tijuana. And she says, I live here. I live here. So she lives in Tijuana. And she works for an organization that's raising millions of dollars.
And millions of dollars. Millions and millions of dollars. This woman could make tens of thousands of dollars per head of person she crossed over the border. Per person. And Paloma4Trump knew her and knew what her role was. And knew that she was a smuggler. And knew that she was doing it for money. And still chose to be her friend. And admitted it. She was happy to be her friend. She protected her. In her posts, she refused to call her by her real name even after it was discovered in the media. Remember? I showed you? Look.
Please, guys, no more messages about crazy Sonia. If you could see her in person as I've seen her, you would know she is just not well in the head. The MSM once again using drama, telenovelas to distract us all. Our countries are falling apart, guys. Being destroyed by real, dangerous, powerful people who will stop at nothing. Let's focus on that, not some woman high on whatever. And then it has a Telemundo link here, and it puts her name there. Cristina Estrada Torres.
Yep, that's her real name. And the pendeja for Trump posts the news story with the real name and says, don't talk to me about crazy Sonia. Yeah. You mean smuggler Sonia?
Yeah, exactly.
You mean criminal human trafficker Sonia? That you're friends with and you're okay with being friends with? Is that the Sonia you're talking about? Because her name's Christina. That's her real name. Jesus Christ. Oh, thank you, Brad.
Oh,
the male
Brad.
crystal ball just
Dang.
tossed down.
Oh, Brad.
$10. So happy a Mexican crossing lines is blowing up. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Brad. You guys have seen how difficult some of the people I have taken on have been. They are dark figures. They are evil people. And I say this because they don't suffer any consequences for their behaviors. They've gotten away in life thus far with no real consequences for their behaviors. So they believe they can continue to abuse and hurt people. They almost start thinking they're invincible because nothing seems to happen to them, because they seem to be able to continue to evade the law. But it always catches up.
Mm-hmm.
It always does. You can't hide forever. You can't run forever either. And especially because of your narcissistic need to be a celebrity, to be someone important, to be viewed in this rose-colored glass image of beauty and, I don't know, some kind of importance. You will not be able to stay quiet. You will not be able to be humble. You will not be able to stop attacking anyone that knows the truth about you, to try to hold on to this bleak dream of celebrity. It's not going to happen. Not the way you want it to. You may become infamous, but for a whole different reason, and it's not going to be a good look. That's why this pendeja for Trump cannot even go to an interview on television without hiding her visage.
Yep.
You may think, when you first see this crazy woman, that she's wearing a hat and she's wearing a glasses, big, Hepburn glasses, like the old movie star style that cover a chunk of your face, because she's making some kind of a fashion statement. But I've talked to a lot of messed up people in crisis when I was caseworker, when I was working with law enforcement, when I was an officer of the court, when I was paralegal. And I can tell you, there is something in the eyes of a person that give away where they are emotionally and mentally. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Have you ever talked to a person that will not look you in the eye, that cannot look you in the eye? Do you know how their eyes dart about? Do you know that phrase, that turn of phrase, darting eyes, has something to do with whether or not you can tell if someone is telling you the truth? Do you know that where people's eyes go when you ask them a question, and when they're answering a question tells you whether they're being honest or not? And they say that the eyes are the windows to the soul. Where is her soul? Because you can't see her eyes. All she does is wear glasses. She hides behind them like a mask. She doesn't want you to see her eyes because of what they will reveal, because of what is behind those glasses, what you can expect to see behind those glasses. And let me tell you something. There are fleeting moments about when she has shown her eyes. And let me tell you, folks, you may not want to, have people with a heart condition or small children or pets in the room when I flash this on the screen. If you are a person that has heart problems,
Trigger warning.
I urge you to please leave the room at this moment. Okay?
Trigger warning. Trigger warning.
If you need to, look away. If you have to, get a puke bag. Here are her eyes. And let me tell you, that is freaking scary, is what it is.
Yeah, for
it
sure.
scares the crap out of me, Duke. What is it?
Oh, I'll get it.
Dear
off
God. Oh my God. I have to cross myself.
Yeah.
That seriously. And another thing is that the projections don't stop with her wannabe celebrity status and her, all of the projection about how important she is and how blah, 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 blah. It doesn't stop there. All of this stuff, and not with the animals and how much she loves the animals. No. It continues into all of this lie about her not wearing makeup and being somebody that eats really good food, and she's all about clean living. She's not about clean living. You can't have such a puerca life, the way you act, the way you talk like you're from a ghetto, the way you treat people and animals and your own husband, and have a clean life. Hipócrita. That doesn't match. It doesn't fit. No one believes your pendejadas that come out of your mouth. And in case you don't believe, because she loves to delete the videos where she does drunk live streaming.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, let me just tell you, drinking is legal. I'm not knocking anyone that uses alcohol. It's legal, right?
Right.
You can have alcohol, you can have cigarettes, all these things that are legal. I'm not saying anything about that. What I'm saying is, do you drunk call people or drunk live stream like Paloma does? Because she does. And she's done it a number of times. I saw this with Ed Higgins. I saw this with Mike Fasig, with a lot of these narcissistic personalities that were at Standing Rock, these con artists. They couldn't help themselves. They had to do live streams even while they were unraveling. Even while they were unraveling, even while they were being embarrassments to the people that they were representing, it didn't matter. And it doesn't matter to her. She is a walking trash fire. Check out this other video of her in Washington, D.C., no less. It was taken with a phone.
My other account, I get like literally thousands. Hi! Hi, guys. So, we are in D.C., and I lost my Paloma4Fraud hat. Because we are, look. Ah, look at DC. Pete's coffee. Hi. Okay.
Hi.
Tell him I lost my hat, please.
Yeah, she did lost her hat.
I lost my hat. It's not good. Like, it's really late, and I lost my other hat. Actually, you know, I have lost my phone, but I got it back. Apparently, I left it at, like, another car, and I got it back. But for right now, I got it back, and I got the phone back, but not the hat. So, I'm in DC. Look at this. Shoot, sorry. I'm not good. So, hi guys. Hi, Diana. Hi, Elena. I wanted to sneeze right now, but I couldn't. I was literally passing out at Trump Hotel. Like, I was so tired. So, I was waiting for my phone. Hi.
If you're just joining us, this is Drunk Paloma live streaming her drunkenness.
Yay, I'm in DC. Woo! I'm in DC. This is so cool. I haven't been in DC in a while. Yay! It's been a while. It's been about a year and a half since I've been in DC. I love DC. I'm all by myself. All without a hat. I mean, I got two hats, but not with my hat, like my Paloma4Fraud hat. So, whatever. That's not good. I got two hats, one that says, wait. Okay, that's one. And this is the other one. But not my one, my hat. So, whatever. So now I'm going home right now.
you should.
If you were wondering, I'm sure.
Go home, you're drunk.
Yeah.
Because you always are. Otherwise, I wouldn't get so attached. I'm going home by myself. I wouldn't have to really, but I'm going to. I wouldn't have to really, but I'm going to. Trust me, I wouldn't have to.
What would she be without her hat?
Yeah.
That's a very good question. That is a very good question. Which she answers, thankfully, in this clip from Univision, which I'm going to have you jump to one more right there. She actually talks about what she would be, what would happen to her without her hat in this Univision clip from a Spanish interview she did for Mexican television. And this is what she had to say about her hat. Good segue there. Can't remember who asked me that question about the hat. It was Stephanie.
Oh.
Stephanie, are you reading my script? I think Stephanie's reading my script and prompting me because she's like, Cindy, where would she be without the hat? And I'm like, Stephanie, I'm about to answer your question with Paloma for Trump's own words. Here she is in this clip.
She
says the migrants are the ones responsible for a lot of the problems in the United States.
En lugar de estar llevando a un país al grado de casi destrucción.
Instead of taking a country almost to complete destruction.
Por esa es la razón por la que tanto estadounidense se nos está volteando.
That's why so many Americans are turning against us. They can't stand me.
Y me discriminan todo el tiempo porque hasta que si no me ven con el gorrito rojo, a mí tampoco me quieren.
I'm going to have you rewind that. She said, they can't listen. They discriminate against me all the time. They discriminate against me all the time. If they don't see me with my hat, and she makes the sign of a hat, watch her put on her fake hat, her air hat. They me discriminan. Discriminan means discriminate against me. They discriminate. Of course, it's broad daylight, and she's wearing her sunglasses there in the interview. They discriminate against me, meaning the Americans. So she's saying Americans are racist against her, Mexican Paloma for Trump, as long as she's not wearing her hat. So to answer your question, the question about what she would do without her hat, Stephanie, you would be discriminating against her because you're a racist American. That's what would be happening. You are discriminating against her whenever she's not wearing her hat. That's what she just said. Listen again. Here it is.
Casi destrucción. Por esa es la razón por la que tanto estadounidense se nos está volteando. A mí me discriminan todo el tiempo porque hasta que si no me ven con el gorrito rojo, a mí tampoco me quieren.
If they don't see me with my red hat, they don't like me either. That's what she just said. They don't like me either. That's how she feels. Those were her words. And this was very recent. This was during the caravan. And she was talking about the caravan being there and why Americans don't want the Central Americans in their country. And, you know, she tried to use those pictures. Could you throw up those pictures of the car that she said was part of a movie thing with a camera mounted in her vehicle? I just want you to look at these pictures just for a second because I want you to see that these images that she says are proof of the fact that all of these videos that she had taken secretly of her husband committing crimes were actually part of a movie for Hollywood. And there is a camera mounted. You can see a very small portion of the vehicle. And then here's another one, a close-up of the car wheel and a camera. And here's another one that shows the camera. And there's another one that shows the camera. Here's another one that shows her wearing some kind of a red hat, which she's not wearing in the videos I showed you.
Yeah,
and there's
right.
a camera guy sitting next to her, which is not what happened. And there's a person obviously in the back seat because that's where the photo was taken from. There was nobody in the back seat of the car in the videos we showed you.
Yep.
And there was her husband was sitting in the passenger seat of the vehicle. And it didn't even look like it had the same color interior. Like nothing is the same. I just wanted to jog all of your memories so that when we go to this next video of the one of the videos I didn't show you, this is a video of her and her husband. This is them in a picture that they took on Jean Faraon's Facebook page. That's her husband. that she cheats on regularly with other men, that she goes out of the marriage with all the time and tells him openly, like, yeah, I'm going to leave you for other men. That she fights with him on videos about a woman named Tanya. So here's them committing fraud in one of the videos I didn't show you. I did take some screen captures to show you they were inside of a government facility for issuance of documents for transporting vehicles, motorboats in this particular instance. And I'm not going to say anything. It's hard to hear them talking. I think that the video speaks for itself. And I want you to listen and look at what they're doing and tell me if you think that this was for a movie. Check it out. They're signing documents.
Me va a firmar en las tres hojas en la parte de abajo. Quiero que puse la raya de todo el nombre de un beneficiario y te voy a cobrar el depósito en caso de que estés fallezca.
Un número de teléfono. ¿Cómo se llama?
Son tres hojas, las tres. Y firmo abajo.
Sí, está bien. Nomás el nombre. Sí.
You think Hollywood wants to blackmail her husband with this video? You think Hollywood needs to look at their personal documents? And him signing them? Movie My Nalgas. Who needs this for a movie? This is for blackmail. His face clearly in the shot. Him signing the documents. With no dialogue? Who would watch this movie? Who would pay for this movie?
Yeah.
I know one person. I think it would be Gene Faraon. I think he's the one that would pay and the only one that would pay.
No necesita pegarle nada en el vídeo, nada. Como el de acá, porque antes de un día hace rato. Pues gracias.
Papers are filed. Paloma4Fraud says, guys.
¿Te regresan todo, copia de todo?
No, se regresan los ojos.
Oh, shoot. She rented a car for Dr. Phil's camera crew?
Traigo dos copias.
Why? Is this supposed to be in the movie? Her hair? Her matted hair?
¿El recibo de todo?
Creo que en ese
Eso es una delincuente, no se la contrató. Es profesional. Quiero un gran.
Anna says, is that her excuse, a movie? Yes, that is her excuse, Anna.
Yep.
It's a poor excuse, but it is her excuse. She's not a movie director. She hangs out with smugglers, coyotes, human traffickers. She has stars in her eyes that she will never be famous. Yeah, you got pinned the tail right on the donkey on that one. Exactly. Horrible filming, by the way, if this is for a movie.
Yeah.
Why do we need to see someone's court documents and identifications? Look at that. Fingerprints. She's documenting this on camera. Look it. You see the names. You want to go back and screen capture this stuff, it's gold. Screen capture that. Stop it in the right spot. Screen capture the names. Find out what movies those people are in.
Yeah.
Come on, people. Help me out. We got to figure out what movie stars are listed on that script there in the document from the movie. Man, she must think everyone is as pendeja as she is to believe her lies. Oh, more documentation.
Yeah, there's the title.
There's the title issued with a number on it. You see, she showed it, number, the whole thing.
Yep. Stocked it away on her YouTube channel. Left it there for years.
For a rainy day.
Yep.
And I'm sure she wasn't expecting me to show that one.
Yeah.
But I did. And I have more. I want to show you another little short piece. Here's another little short piece that she posted. Also, another piece I have not shown you prior to this. This is special Super Chat extras. Extras. We did extra work, brought you extra content. It's extra juicy and extra good.
It's on the extra menu.
On the extra menu. Yes. Welcome to my Super Chat. Okay. She rented a car to borrow a car for the filming of the Dr. Phil show. Hence the photos she posted of the film crew in her car.
I see.
The dashboard is not a Nissan, which is what she actually drives. Whoops.
Whoops. And she was wearing a different hat. Or she wasn't even wearing a hat.
I don't know about it, Terry. Terry says she kind of feels sorry for the husband. Sounds like he's a victim at this point, perhaps a willing participant in the beginning, but now he wants out. And so, no. Terry, let me just tell you, I'm going to be talking to, I already been talking to others of her victims. I'm scheduling interviews. They're going to be coming up. Y'all just need to give, dale el tiempo. Just be patient. It's all happening. And I've got a lot of other projects. I can't just focus on one psycho. There are many psychos I have to deal with. Well, it's true.
That's true.
I'm not saying anything that's not true. I've got Nicole Ramos to deal with, and Pitaya, and all of these crazy people that act with impunity because they think no one will show them up. No one will expose them. Evan Duke, Myron Dewey. I could be here all day naming names of people I still have to expose and I continue to work on exposing. But, you know, I do a little bit here and I do a little bit there. And I'm giving this audience this extra content on Super Chat. And I do appreciate your support because I'm doing this as an extra. I wanted to make sure that the victims were heard. And like I said on my last Super Chat, I've gotten some criticism. People are like, "Oh, I'm feeling sorry for her now. Like she must be done with her nonsense." No, you don't even know. She's actually being more fierce. She's actually hurting more people. She's getting desperate. It always gets worse before it could get better. And it's not guaranteed to ever change. So if it ever is going to stop, if she ever is going to get help or get better, she has to hit rock bottom and she has to understand that in order to do that, she can't keep abusing people. What in her demeanor or her behavior gives you any kind of indication that she's on the route to changing? Nothing. And guess what? Her victims, and if Gene Faraon is one of them, then this message is for him too. All of her victims, in their own time and in their own way, have to decide they need to walk away and then find the courage and the strength to do it. And I hope that this show and my Super Chat extras our ammunition, our hope, our strength for those people to walk away, to become free of her, to stand up for themselves, to stand up for others, to give other people hope. And it is happening, and it will continue to happen. But it's up to them. It's up to every single person in their own time. I have talked to many victims who are not ready to come forward, and I've told them, I respect you, and I will respect your wishes. But they're watching my shows. Hi, I know who you are, and you know who you are too. I respect you, and I hope that this message continues to encourage you, and that one day you will be able to stand up and speak out. I'm waiting for you. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting on you. And let me tell you that this Volvo video in which they're in the car, I'm going to play this for you again, just so you can see. Or did we skip this one, the short one?
The 57.
Oh, let me show you this next one. Then I'm going to go to the car one.
All right.
There is no comparison to the nonsense she put on her page to try to explain away her own videos that she took to document crimes that she did with her husband, Jean Faraón. Here's another clip from her YouTube channel.
¿De la lancha o del...? Ah, el número de casco es el US.
¿Me pagan efectivo o con
Sí, en efectivo.
Son 349.
Hoy. ¿Lo viste? Colombia.
Like. Share. Oh my God.
El motor es el que empieza con ICE.
More documentation. And guess what? Two of Paloma's dogs, Bruce and Duquesa, they commented on tonight's show, and they have a message, suggestion for Jean, some advice. Jean, mejor regrésate con la del número 19. Te irá mejor y no te irás al bote. Translated, that means, Jean, you should go back to the one in number 19. The one. Was she the one? It'll go a lot easier on you, and you won't go to jail. And you won't go to jail. Yeah. Maybe you can turn her over and tell people her crimes and get some leniency for your own. Cops make deals all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And you know a lot about the criming of your wife, Paloma. It's a good possibility for you because you don't want to go down with her. And believe me, when she goes down, guess who she's going to throw under the bus?
Yeah, exactly.
Eugene, you're going under the bus. Primero que todos. Right under the bus. Ooh, wheels on the bus go round and round. On top of Jean Faraón. That's what's going to happen to you. Here is the Volvo. See, I'm not a detective. I do really good research and investigative work. But I think even a layperson could tell that this video it starts off in their car, shows you it's not in a movie. It's not for a movie. It's not even any relation to the same picture she had. Oh, she just gets out of the car. Oh, there they go to the car.
¿Ya tienes tu machote?
Import. Did you see that document?
Yep.
Showing documents.
O sea, tienes 3 empresas diferentes.
You have 3 different businesses.
¿Y qué teléfono les pones?
Los teléfonos de esas compañías.
¿Y si les llaman?
Ya les llamé otra vez.
Pero no vi que pusiste un número que era mío.
Ah, sí.
Mi teléfono ya ni es mío, güey. O sea, yo tengo que, si me llaman a mí, yo tendría...
No, I needed you to pause it.
Okay.
I needed you to pause it.
Sorry about that.
When I
Ya ni es mío, güey.
I want you to go back to the beginning because I want you to.
Very beginning.
Yep. We'll start it over again. What
right.
she says there, because she's a liar, and she likes to say she translated that wrong.
Oh, that's right. She
Doesn't
does.
mean anything. Whatever she said, I said there, doesn't mean anything because she translated it wrong. What she said is, you put down 3 different businesses. And then she says something about how does that work on these, facturas, which are like the bill of sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that are being falsified because they just left like a cafe where, like an internet cafe, like a Kinko's in Mexico, basically, where they made up all these fake documents that they're going to go and register at that other place that you saw in the video before it. And she asks him, I saw that you put down my number. That's not my phone anymore. I would have to answer that number and say, and then she says the name of the English business, something marine. Hello, something marine. And she plays out this role where she's pretending that she would have to answer this phone call if someone were to call and check on their fraud for a number she no longer owns. She's explaining that to him. And he's says, no, I don't have to worry about it. Listen carefully for when she talks about the marine.
Todo el mundo...
Yo lo descubrí, güey, pero no hace todo.
Sí, porque si no, ¿dónde sacarían las facturas, no?
Ya tengo mi machote.
¿Ya tienes tu machote?
Import.
O sea, tienes 3 empresas diferentes y ya nada más les cambias el teléfono. ¿Y qué teléfono les pones?
Los teléfonos de esas compañías.
¿Qué teléfonos les pones? Los teléfonos de esas compañías.
Si les llaman,
Ya les llamé otra vez.
pero no vi.
Y si les llaman, and if they call them, he said, well, she goes, what numbers did you put down? I just put down the number for the businesses. What if they call them, she says.
Que pusiste un número que era mío.
Ah, sí.
Es que vi que pusiste un número que era mío, she said. I saw you put down a number that was mine. And he says, sí, yeah.
Mi teléfono ya ni es mío, güey. O sea, yo tengo que, si me llaman a mí, yo tendría que contestar, Babe Marina, can I help you?
And then she says, well, that number you put down for me, I don't even have it anymore. And if they call it, I would have to answer and say, Big Marina, can I help you?
Oye, buscamos a Babe Marine. Antes era Babe Marine, pero ya creo que ya fue a la bancarrota.
Ya se fue, ya bailaron.
Oye, le voy a mandar un mensaje.
So then she says, oh, yeah, if somebody calls that number, if somebody calls you, then they'll say, oh, yeah, it used to be Big Marine, but it isn't anymore. And then that's it. And then he's like, yeah, it's gone. So, did that look like the car, like the place where she had her phone, which is on the ground looking up? Did that look to you like it came from inside a vehicle that had a cameraman in the back seat and
No.
whatever,
No, not at all.
and a mounted camera right in the location where her phone would be filming up and would be hitting it? Like, no. This woman doesn't just extort money from other people, commit crimes from other people, take other people's money, threaten other people, stalk other people. She has others commit crimes for her, or at least she asks them to. Barbie referred to something about that yesterday. Barbie has referred to it in comments. I have proof positive on tonight's show. I have proof positive I'm going to show you where she tells someone, asks someone, I need you to stalk a woman. She directs them to do this for her. She says, I need you to stalk a woman. Her life story, like once a week, but she cannot know. No, forget it. And then the person says, who is this woman? And Paloma says, let's do it in 2 weeks. And the person responds, do what? And she reminds her what she wants. Stalking her. Stalking a woman. She is a stalker and she admits it. She has other people do it because some of the people she stalks call the police on her. Some people have taken her to court. She doesn't just crime on her own. She crimes with others and she gets others to crime for her, or she attempts to get them to crime. It's just what Paloma does. Check it out for yourself. Here is in her own words once again.
The woman I told you about, but yeah, let's leave it alone for right now. It's okay for now. I gotta do some stuff, and then we'll go from there. I'll let you know. But yeah, it's important, But for right now, I have to kind of let it die down for a couple weeks.
I want you to play it again. That is her voice talking about the stalking. That's Paloma4Fraud recording her crimes once again and saying, yeah, it's pretty important. This crime is important to me. I need it to be done. And we can wait a little bit. I got some other crimes to commit, but I'll get back to you on the crime.
Yep, exactly.
This is her voice in her own words. So just in case you were wondering, Paloma4Fraud, it's not slander if it's your own words. Here you go. Served by Paloma herself.
The woman I told you about, but yeah, let's leave it alone for right now. It's okay for now. I gotta do some stuff, and then we'll go from there. I'll let you know. But yeah, it's important, But for right now, I have to kind of let it die down for a couple weeks.
Gotta hide for a couple weeks.
There it is. In her own words.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for your support. It is with your support that we can do this work, and we spend a lot of time from the time that our bright little eyes open up in the morning to the moment that we put them together.
Yeah, exactly.
And go to sleep. We are on the phone. We are doing interviews. We are working hard. And we do this not only to help the victims, not only to expose the fraud, but also, folks, because we want justice. We want media justice. We do media justice work here at 88.1 FM KPPPLP. That's what we do. We started by freeing a woman who was falsely accused by a bunch of con artists named Kathleen Bennett. And with our media justice work, we were able to free a woman that had been separated from her mother, her elderly mother with dementia, which was left in a hospital by the con artists to die, who would have died on her own had we not gotten them reunited and gotten all these charges dropped. And we did it through media justice. The wheels of justice turn slowly. We brought you the evidence here on our show, and we proved that every single one of the con artists that had made false statements lied. We showed the discovery. We did the interviews. We did the research. We did the investigation. And we destroyed the prosecution's case against this woman, and she had all her charges dropped.
Yep.
It was then that I learned that I knew that media justice was a way for people to get the justice they can't get in our institutions, in our government, in the real world. Thank you, Cassie. I really appreciate your support. I see every single donation as an acknowledgement that media justice work is important, that independent media and investigation and research is important to you, and that you care to see justice done in the world for victims of Paloma, with the creativity, with the hard work, with the energy and the passion that we put behind it here at our station.
For sure.
And I want to leave you guys tonight with a beautiful piece of art. This is just, mwah! So beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And it will bring joy to your heart when you see it.
Yes.
This is a rendition of what I can only imagine is a very near future for Paloma4Fraud. A visit from President Trump.
Yes.
In jail. For Paloma.
Who would have thought, right?
There she is in jail.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems.
Trump. Hi, Baldy.
You have to play it again because there's someone in the cell next to her. Can anybody tell me who is in the cell next to her? Pay attention, Duke. See if you can spot him. Oh my God.
Who would have thought, right?
When Mexico
It's
sends
Ivan
its
Riebling.
people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems.
Trump. Hi, Baldy.
Oh my God.
Wow.
After all of the pain and horror that this woman causes, it is moments like that that just, they uplift you. They make you happy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it is a future I would like to envision that would hopefully happen soon. Seeing Ivan Riebling in the cell next to her was just, serendipity. It was like, that's exactly how it should be. And that's exactly what she would love, because then she would be next to that tall, handsome
That's right.
criminal.
Well-built guy, yeah. Built for the jailhouse.
Hey, did you enjoy what you saw tonight? Just wait. Just wait till next week. It's going to be crazy. As I said before, I will repeat again, I haven't even begun to scratch the surface. I hope that Paloma4Trump takes this new moon as an opportunity to let the darkness leave her, to let the light of truth enter her, and for her to leave her victims alone. Get help. Call Dr. Phil and tell him, I submit. I want to go to get the treatment that I need to start being a wacko. I need help, and I'm going to take it. Dr. Phil could help you out right now. It's an opportunity for you to come clean and get help. Only you can grab on to that life preserver. If you don't want to, we're staging an intervention right now. This is your rock bottom. Hit it. Get out.
Yep.
Leave people alone. Get some help for yourself. Here's your chance. Folks, I will continue to bring you more amazing coverage of what's happening at the border, what's happening with Antifa activists, mercenary activists, exposing frauds, phonies, and liars on my upcoming shows on Facebook, on lives here at our station at KPPPLP. And I thank you all for being with us tonight. I'm sorry I didn't get to all of your comments. I noticed that you were all laughing hysterically and having a good time, which is exactly on the note I wanted to end this show. Thank you very much for being here. Enjoy your weekend.
Yep.
Mwah.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.